If you're a sprint car fan in California, this is a very exciting time for you. We're right on the cusp of the 23rd annual Dave Bradway Jr. Memorial. A lot of build-up so far, George, and this is going to be our only time this season competing at Silver Dollar Speedway. Always a lot of fun to go up there and work with Dennis Gage. Troy Hennig, two old school announcers. Well, Troy's not old school, he's still a young guy. But, you know.
No, he's compared to you, I think
he's getting up there.
I called him old the other day. May 4th, this Saturday, the Dave Bradway Memorial, 23rd edition.
23rd edition, unbelievable.
And, I talked to some of you're going to hear some quotes that we got from some people, and it's been 25 years since Dave passed away at Skagit Speedway. And, the 23rd race, and it's shaping up to be the biggest and best ever. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
It's the month of May. It's a month
think
of
about the kickoff for the month of May. It's typically, traditionally, a very big time for auto racing across the country, and out here in California and Nevada, that definitely rings true this year, of course, with just a huge month of racing kicked off by the Bradway.
I think we're going to get into that a little bit later in the show, all the money that's up for grabs in the month of money. Also, we caught up with Mr. Five-time himself, Jonathan Allard, last weekend at Placerville. You had another great interview with Jonathan and got some great words about him and the Dave Bradway Memorial, how much that means to him. The only five-time winner of the Dave Bradway Jr. Memorial.
Very special race for Jonathan. Of course, he got his first ever Golden State King of the West win there back in 2001. Pretty amazing to think 12 years ago he was the Bradway winner, and last season became the first five-time champion. So we kind of got some words with him about the upcoming race.
We really hyped up the race at Placerville on the show last week. And it's always an exciting, but I tell you, last Saturday night lived up to the billing.
It did.
Plus.
Yeah, we have some great highlights that our producer Brandon Skaggs put together that really kind of highlight the night. It's always fun to go to Placerville. The fans always get into the racing, and we have some shots of that line out front because it was a sellout.
I don't remember ever going to a racetrack where they had to put the sold out sign out in front of the
they did that on Saturday, didn't they?
They were sold out. They sold as many standing room only as they could. They were transporting people into the pits. They turned people away. That is Placerville. We told you it's exciting. It was an amazing race, and you're going to see some highlights and some amazing things up there at the Placerville this past weekend.
Well, hey, we talked about the big month of money here in May. Something else exciting coming up is our first two-night show at the Reno Tahoe Fernley Speedway. We want to talk a little bit about our host hotel, the John Nisquaga's Nugget. Great partner, George, and we have some special discount rates by putting in a special code.
Yes, we do, Gary. It's GKWS2. And you call it, give them that code, you get the KWS rate. And
you can go on the website, janugget.com/hotel/book a group. When you enter that code GKWS2, get the special King of the West room rate. And, staying at the Nugget, it really helps us. Makes that's what partnerships are about, is us trying to fill those rooms. I know we hear our boss talk about heads and beds all the time, and that's what this is about.
Well, hey, we got breaking news yesterday. Big party Friday night, guess where? The Nugget. So the fans get done at the races on Friday at Fernley, drive back into Reno to stay at the Nugget. No, we're going to have a party. It's going to be in one of the rooms there. And
I know Brandon's excited about it. We had a great party at the Rancheria last year, a lot of fun.
Yeah, and the fans are going to be able to get autographs from the drivers. We're going to try to get as many drivers again to come get back early, and it's just going to be, that's kind of hospitality.
It really is. Yeah, the Nugget's been a great partner, and definitely, once again, book your rooms now. May 17th and 18th will be our first two-night show. It's going to be a big party up there, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And
I know there's been a lot of changes up there, including for the kids. Big slide.
Yeah, big slide.
They brought it in last week, and the kids grew up on this big slide, and they tell me the view up there from the top of the slide with that racetrack's pretty fantastic.
What other track can you go to where there's a slide at? Right there.
We got to be unique and firmly. Hey, we're going to go to a very special commercial done by Mr. Tex.
You got to check this one out.
This is a great commercial about this weekend's races.
Hey, Tex Raceworthy here again at Silver Dollar Speedway. It doesn't take a genius to spot a goat and a herd of sheep, and it doesn't take a genius to know that auto racing's a great entertainment value here in Chico, right here at Silver Dollar Speedway. I'm telling you, it's a double dose of entertainment this weekend. We got all the hot rocks here on Friday night, and then comes the King of the West sprint cars on Saturday. Right here at Silver Dollar, good value, good prices, good food, and more. And tell them that Tex sent you.
Well, I hope everyone enjoyed that little commercial there by Silver Dollar Speedway promoter Dennis Gage, also known as Tex Raceworthy.
I invite the fans to come up. They have done a lot of work at Silver Dollar Speedway. I think you'll be impressed with what they've done, and especially the first 150 kids.
Yeah, free hot dogs and free sodas to the first 150 kids through the gate. Can't beat that.
Do I classify?
Not quite much.
I'm an old kid.
Kind of an old kid.
Oh, that's okay. That's not gonna. Hey, got congrats to Kyle. for last weekend.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at Placerville, I got so excited about that race at Placerville. Kyle Hirst, for first I looked down at that 83 up on the top, so I thought it was Tim
TK,
coming.
right?
I thought it was Tim coming, yeah.
No, Kyle Hirst can run the cushion with the best of them there in Placerville. He's won a ton of races there. He's won the Forney Classic, the Al Hines, and now his first 410 win in Placerville. So congratulations to him. Hey, Shane Golovic did a great job to finish second.
I felt bad for him. He led like 28
Yeah,
laps.
you love watching a great race, and then you get down there and interview the guys, and you feel bad about the guy that finished second.
Yeah, he was a little down after that.
Yeah, he was a little dejected after that. But hey, this weekend he's going to be making his NASCAR Kane and West debut. Want to wish him the best of luck. I mean, Shane Golovic, when you talk about young talents around California and around the country, he's up there with the best of them.
How about the Terminator?
Tommy Carlson.
Man, was he on the hammer?
First time at Placerville in the 410 in about 10 years, and gotten involved in a little wreck early on, as we're going to see on the highlights here, and stormed all the way back to the field to finish third. I mean, that guy he's something else. I wish we could get him full time, but yeah, I know he has other commitments with family and stuff. And but we have Carson Macedo out there now, which is really cool.
Carson's coming up from Fresno. He'll be there this weekend. But go back to Tommy. I mean, 10 years since he'd been to Placerville. He came out. He hadn't missed a lick.
No, yeah, unbelievable. And I mean, it's great seeing Tommy get around the state of California. A lot of the people live down in Central Valley, of course, at Tulare, Hanford, Wattsville, know about the talent he has, but we don't get to see him up north as much anymore. And it's always a pleasure to have him on hand, even if you couldn't see his car very good.
What about Rico Abreu? Big rebound there.
Yeah, another rebound. Yeah, Rico got an early spin and did the same thing as Tommy Carlson. Kind of followed him back to the field, and another consistent run for him. And then Jonathan Allard ran left top 5.
First, Rico and Statler aren't sending Christmas.
Yeah, they had a little bit of a deal there. It might be something to watch at the Bradway.
Yeah, I think there might be a little tension there between those two. And now let's take a look at those great highlights that Brandon Skaggs has put together for us, and see all the excitement at Placerville Speedway last weekend.
Visalia, California, in the Eliason Composites, Advanced Auto and Smog, Driven Performance, KRC Graphics, and Elite Acid. Back number 00X, Corey Eliason. Looks like no 88 in a DJ Neto out there, so Neto was scratched for the opening heat. And as the green lights come on, into turn number 1, Danielle Simpson on the bottom, Allard on the top. Oh, contact! Contact between Allard and Simpson. Oh, Simpson.
Red, we got actually we have to stop the car.
And he'll round 3 and 4, Corey Eliason fast time, and a heat race winner in heat race number 1. Statler momentarily took a peek. Oh, contact! As he heads down the back straightaway, nice and smooth through 3 and 4, Rico Abreu. Moving in heat race number 2, white flag out one more time around. The 26-year-old driver out of Scotts Valley, California, last 2 seasons finished second in the King of the West Series point standings, and he's going to be a heat race winner here in Placerville, Evan Suggs. Golovic once again trying to wind up a good line on the top side. White flag out one more time around. Craig Stidham out in front, Shane Golovic second. Into the final sets, Golovic tries to set for the top side, but Craig Stidham will win heat race number 4, Shane Golovic second. This is the best of the West, your King of the West 410 Sprint Car Series on parade at the Placerville Speedway. Round number 2 set for blast off.
As the field comes to the chalk stripe at turn 4, green flag out, Shane Golovic on the bottom, Jason Statler on the top. It's going to be Statler, but check out Golovic on the inside. Oh, big crash in turn 1. Andy Gregg upside down, Corey Elias and Evan Suggs also involved. Looks like the green flag comes back out, Shane Golovic, nice advantage this time. He'll lead the field in turn number 1. Everyone trying to find their way through. Oh, big crash. Richard Brace Jr. Looks like Todd Wanless also involved. The red flag. Tommy Tarleton, the 21, also sideways over there at turn 1. Golovic, Statler back to the green flag. Going to be Golovic getting the lead down the front straightaway. Check out Kyle Hirst trying to get underneath Jason Statler. Willie Croft right there as well. Hirst side by side with Statler. Oh, the 2 ping wheels in down the backstretch. Kyle Hirst up to second. Statler third. Here comes Craig Stidham trying to fight his way forward as well. Croft trying to go to the outside of Jason Statler now off turn number 2. Croft able to make the pass on Stidham. Here comes John Allard trying the top side as well. Great 4-car battle there for second through 5th. Statler, Croft, Stidham, and Allard. Statler with a nice run down the back straight, pulls away from Croft. Now Croft puts the Tri-C machine to the inside. Statler, nice run off the top. Here comes Jonathan Allard inside of Craig Stidham. Nice move by Allard. Rico Abreu also trying to put his name in the mix as well. Oh, leader Golovic sideways on the infield. He's going to lose the lead. Kyle Hirst takes it, but oh, yellow flag for Chad Compton. The leader saved by the yellow. Racing back to the chalk stripe, double file restart. Shane Golovic back out front with the lead. And at turn number 1, Willie Croft, Jason Statler trying to fight their way past Hirst for second. As Statler gets to the inside of the Roth 83 through 3 and 4, side by side. Hirst able to hang on down the front stretch. Golovic sits out front. Here comes Willie Croft trying to battle Jason Statler for third. Statler and Allard now going at it. Here comes Rico Abreu and Craig Stidham. Great stuff here at the Placerville Speedway. Side-by-side action all the way through the field. Abreu tries to duck back to the inside in front of Stidham as the pair race down the backstretch with Jason Statler just ahead. Later, Shane Golovic out front, trying to extend his lead as lap traffic comes into play, but Kyle Hirst is catching him. Hirst in the 83 Junior trying to take advantage of lap traffic. Shane Golovic underneath the lap car of Chad Compton. Off turn 2, Golovic makes the pass. Looks like the 12 of Scott Parker next ahead for Golovic to try to deal with here in lap traffic. Kyle Hirst smooth on the inside as Golovic gets underneath Parker. He's A-OK by. Kyle Hirst now going to try to catch back up. As both the top 2 run the bottom side through 3 and 4. Golovic, Hirst, Willie Croft trying to close in as well. As the field races off turn number 2. Rico Abreu, Jonathan Allard side by side. Abreu trying a big slide job through 3 and 4. Allard able to hang on. Tommy Tarleton, the Terminator, now finding the top side to his liking. He gets around Stidham. Oh, tries to get around Avery. Contact almost. Close quarter racing down the back straightaway as Tarleton ducks back to the inside of Stidham. Golovic down the back straightaway off turn number 2. Continues to lead the field. Hirst once again putting the Roth 83 to the top side, trying to get the momentum side by side at the flag stand. Kyle Hirst inches ahead. Shane Golovic down the back straightaway to the inside. Hirst once again on the top, side by side through 3 and 4. Who's it going to be off for? It's Kyle Hirst taking the lead. Nice job by Kyle Hirst, your new leader of the race. Shane Golovic trying to stay with him in second. As Hirst once again on the top side, going to be one more time around for the fast-moving Sacramento driver. Kyle Hirst in his first full-time season driving for Dennis and Teresa Roth down the backstretch. Golovic trying to close in as Hirst rides the high side. Golovic on the bottom. It's going to be Kyle Hirst picking up the win. Shane Golovic second, and the Terminator, Tommy Tarleton, third.
Talk us through that pass on Jay Golovic.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's hear you guys get loud right now. Yeah! That was awesome. That was so fun. These guys gave me a great car. We just had to get in position. Slow down real quick. I got to thank Dennis and Teresa, all my guys, Sonny, Kyle, Mikey, Bucky. They worked their butts off, man. Shane had a great car. Congrats to him. Thank you guys for packing this house. Oh, that was awesome. That top was great down there.
Well, hey, we left coming to Placerville because of that big, thick cushion they get there, and you used every bit of that. And Dennis and Teresa Roth giving you the opportunity of a lifetime this year, and you're showing that their decision is paid off.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate those kind words. Hope you guys had a blast. Come say hi afterwards, have a beer, let's have some fun. Thank you, guys.
Well, hey, great job. We'll see you at the Bradway. Maybe do it again next week.
Hey, we're going to come back, Bradway. We're going to try to do this again.
All right, everyone. Kyle. Shane, you sat out front there. It looked like you were going to pick up another win, and Kyle kept reeling you in, running the top side, but it seems like when you're running second with the way the track was, it kind of is a better opportunity.
Yeah, we were kind of a sitting duck there. Kyle's really good here, and I knew he'd be coming on the top, but if I go up there and try to block him, then he's just going to drive by me on the bottom. I didn't know how good the top was. You know, it's just one of those deals. He outdrove us tonight and got us there towards the end. Got to hand it to him. He did an awesome job. It was a fun race. Wish it didn't end up that way.
Wait, talk about your season so far. You, of course, picked up a World of Outlaws win, and you guys have been fast night in, night out. This whole Jovan Trills team is giving you great stuff, and hopefully we'll see you back here at the Bradway next week and a lot of money on the line.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if we're going to make it, but yeah, we'll be back soon, I guess.
Well, hey, great job, man. We'll see you later in the year.
Thank you.
You know, I was either going to, do 10 barrel rolls off the end of turn 1, or I was going to run up to the front. And I could smell the lead. I don't know, who knows if I could have got there, but I'm happy with top 3 and podium finish was Tarleton and Son Corporate America Lending car. Take what I win and invest it in some Corporate America Lending investments and see if I can double it next week.
Well, you talk about an exciting night of racing. It doesn't get much better than last Saturday at the Placerville Speedway. And to put a wrap on the night, we definitely want to thank Alan, Diane Handy for the hospitality. They always love going to Placerville.
And the staff and all the officials that helped out make that show. We got done at 10 o'clock. It was a nice, great, compact show.
Yeah.
And when you have the team effort from everybody involved at a racetrack, when we come in, we're kind of the outsiders,
right.
visiting a track. But it all came together. We got done at 10 o'clock, and the fans got to go to the pits and visit with the drivers. It was truly a great night.
Yeah.
We look forward to returning June 29th. And we've always told you, get there early.
Yeah, and something exciting about June 29th is no Civil War, so we're expecting to have Andy Forsberg, of course. He's the king of Placerville.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to get his first 410 win there, so definitely stay tuned to that. They had a lot of fun working with Bill Sullivan up in the booth, and looking forward to our return there.
Hey, we're going to go to a brand new segment now. It's the Katie Performance Winner's Circle with Gary Thomas, and I think Gary caught up with Kyle Hirst this last week.
I caught up with Kyle Hirst, and something interesting about this week is that Kyle now sits on top of the points for the first time in his career, and I was able to talk to Kyle and ask him kind of, what that meant to him to be able to sit on top of the King of the West points for the first time.
That's good. We still have a long way to go, so just have to stay on pace, keep running good, keep qualifying good, keep sticking with the guys I'm working with, Sonny and Kyle, Michael and Bucky and Eric, and I think we'll see what happens.
Now this Saturday we have the Dave Bradway Jr. Memorial, and this race is just so special for your whole family. You've been close to winning it before. What would it mean to finally win that thing on Saturday?
Oh, I think it's one of the biggest races I've wanted to win for the 19 years I've been racing now. So hopefully something we can pull off this weekend, at least be strong and put ourselves in the position to be there at the end of that 40 or 50 laps I think it's going to be this year. So as far as in your 40, I've always wanted to win this thing for my mom and dad, and they put it on forever. They're a good friend with David. So that's my goal, get there on Saturday, let's qualify good, and go from there, set the night up for us.
Round 3 of the Fernley 95A Series at Reno Tahoe Fernley Speedway on Saturday night, May 11th. IMCA Modifieds, Pro Stocks, Dwarf Cars, and more will be on the card. Adults just $12. Kids $8. Children 5 and under free. Come get ready for the very first two-night King of the West 410 Sprint Car Series shootout on May 17th and 18th. May 17th and 18th. May 17th and 18th. At the new Reno Tahoe Fernley Speedway in Fernley, Nevada. From Reno, take Highway 80 east to exit 46 towards Fernley.
Well, hey everyone, Gary Thomas coming at you here at the Placerville Speedway, King of the West Series round number 2. We've caught up with our defending King of the West Sprint Car Series champion, Jonathan Allard. And Jonathan, we haven't got a chance to talk to you since winning the championship last year, your 3rd title, joining Brent Kading as one of only 2 drivers to win more than 2 championships with the series, and that was a special deal for you.
Yeah, I feel pretty honored. Anytime you can match Brent Kading, it's a pretty big feat for me. Been fortunate enough to be with Maury Williams, and he's provided us with great equipment, and Ashley and all the guys work really hard. So we're usually running towards the front. Hopefully we can get on a roll here early going this year. We've been kind of on a bad luck roll, but all we can do is put our boots on and go to work and try to get through it.
Well, last week we talked about this is your 9th season driving for Maury and Katie Williams. I mean, I don't know if you can believe that. I can't believe it. It seems like it was just yesterday that you hopped in the car. I think it was at Petaluma, your first time driving it. But 9 years later, there's probably not better car owners in the sport than Maury and Katie Williams.
Well, definitely not. It's not just a deal where they hire you in just to drive the race car. They bring you into their family and really make you a part of the whole situation. And I think that's what's really developed for me is a situation I can grow into and really have grown up inside the race car and done well, and hopefully he feels the same about me. So it's been a great marriage for us, and the whole team works well together, so hopefully it can be another 9 years.
Wait, tonight we're at the Placerville Speedway, as we said, KWS round number 2. This place, you always seem to be consistent here. I mean, you have a lot of second-place finishes, you've got wins here, and I know we always love coming to Placerville. The fans are great.
Well, I definitely love coming here, especially after last year. Steven, my brother, raced here, and so it's got a bit of sentimental value, and I know Steven's got a lot of fans around here, so hopefully we can give him something to cheer for and really put this car up front. This track's always prepared beautifully, and there's always a 2-groove racetrack, sometimes 3, so hopefully we can mix it up and at the end of it come out up front.
Well, let's fast forward to next week now. We have the 23rd annual Dave Bradway Jr. Memorial. A lot of money on the line. Last year you won your 5th Bradway. You've won the most of anybody now, surpassing Brent Kading again. And I know the Bradway is always a race that you want to win, and it's a very special one also.
The Bradway means a lot to me because for the simple fact of Dave Bradway was a hero in the sport, knowing his name as I grew through the sport. And a lot of the guys that mentored me were really close to him. Rodney Tyner and Brent were 2 of the guys that were really close with Dave. And so there's a lot of sentimental value there. And really that was one of the first races I ever won as a big race and opportunity for me. So it's always been a pretty special race for me, and to be at home in front of the hometown crowd and to be able to be on that list to win 1 is pretty special. Not much less 5 of them. I never thought I'd get there. So we'll just go into it like we always have with a special mindset and really put our heads down and go to work.
Well, hey, we're looking forward to tonight, next week. A lot of money in the line, as we said, and fast time at the Bradway is always something you like. This year we got $1,100 cash and a custom car wash Mike Jägermeister trophy, so I know that fast time award is something you want to get as well.
Well, definitely. We've always qualified real well at Chico. We've taken a step back this year. We've got a little bit of work to do. I mean, you got Kyle Hirst, he's on the gas, and at Chico you got Sean Becker. He's just one of the best talents around here, and Andy Gregg was fast time last night, so evidently he's got something worked out. And the hottest driver in California right now, Willie Croft, he's really putting the ball forward. So we've got a bit of catching up to do. We've got some battling to do, and hopefully we can get up front and put on a good show for the fans and give them something to watch. I know this racing's really become a stronghold out here, and the KWS Series is really stepped up to the plate. It used to be a few cars deep, really tough competition. Now the whole field is hard to pass, so it's really gotten pretty good, and it's a good training ground for all of us. I know with Tim Kading being here a bit last year and myself, we went back to the Nationals and represented well, so I hope to see some more of the guys be able to step up to the plate when the Outlaws come to town, because I know the series really puts on a good show for the fans.
Well, hey, we're looking forward to tonight, and I want to wish you the best of luck. Maybe we'll be talking to you on the front stretch later.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Hey, welcome back. And Gary, great interview you had with five-time.
Yeah.
Bradway 5-time.
Bradway 5-time, that's him. Lucky to meet up with Jonathan last week in Placerville in the pit area, and you kind of got some words about how much the Bradway means to him. As we said earlier, he won his first career Golden State King of the West feature right there at the Bradway in 2001, driving for Rick Wright, and it's amazing. He's won 5 of the last 12 Bradways. He's just been on a roll. Every other year it's him, it seems like.
And it's like the racers sometimes get on a roll at a certain race, but Jonathan, as we know, we've been to the Dirt Cup enough, you put the money up, Jonathan seems to get up.
Yeah, he does. I tell you, and you talk about fast times at the Bradway. He's done it 4 times in his career. So I think at one point we documented that he took home like $4,500 worth of qualifying winnings at the Bradway over a 4-year span. I mean, that's unheard of across the country. Now, I guess without further ado, we should kind of document some of the special things going on at the Bradway. Lots to talk about here. Money. You talk about the DeRica family, of course.
No, wait a minute, Gary. Let me do this.
Let
me do this segment.
Hey, we're on the phone with Troy Hennig from Silver Dollar Speedway, and Troy, you and Dennis have done a tremendous job up there this year with Silver Dollar Speedway. I know you're up there every day working, and the Bradway's coming up. What's that mean to you guys up there?
Well, I know the Bradway, probably outside the Gold Cup, George, the biggest weekend we have, at least in terms of sprint car racing. Dennis was around to announce the first Bradway. And now I've kind of taken over and been announcing the last 12 or 13 in the last couple of years with Gary. So we've been involved from the very get-go. Dennis, obviously a big weekend for him. He's made incredible improvements to the Speedway over the last couple of years, and this year no different. You can't miss it. Thousands of yards of new clay will be put on our track sometime this summer again. So he always is doing something up here. With the Bradway, we've got the autograph show. We've got 2 nights of great racing. We've invited up, Dominic Selzy to come up on Friday night race with us too. So lots of big things happening, and it all couldn't be possible without you and Gary and the entire KWS crew.
Hey, I just want to thank you guys for all the work you do for this race. It's the only time we're going to be there this year, and we would want this to be a big special happening and invite all the fans up to Silver Dollar Speedway.
Well, I think what's come out of this, George, is people have now asked for more King of the West shows this year at our track. So by only having one, I think it's good and bad. I think it allows the fans 1 weekend to come focus and enjoy King of the West here, and then they know they're going to miss it if they don't come this weekend. So it should be off the hook. But if we do have a great crowd, it's going to send a message to Dennis Gage that we do need you guys here more than once a year. So, good and bad at just having one race this year at King of the West, but there maybe can be some positive stuff out of this. And you know me, George, that's what I'm always worried about is positivity. I don't like all that negative stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. We're all in that same park, man. We need to be positive about everything that's going on.
Garrett, personally, I got to thank you for all your work and all what your family does, and Dave DeRica, because it makes it fun for the rest of us.
Well, we appreciate it. And I don't think I've stopped working on Bradway stuff all week long so far. I've been, 9 o'clock last night talking to the guy from the SAC B to try and get an article in on Friday's paper, and we have a great field coming, and the support that everyone's shown. I know Dave and Diane have said, too, that the support's been overwhelming of the number of people. Some races, you have one big sponsor that puts everything together, but you look at some of the names here. It's unbelievable. Anybody in California has put something up, it seems like.
Yeah, and we're getting close to that $40,000 in cash and contingency and prizes. I mean, that is just amazing for a race, and all the people that donate lap money. Then you got Abreu Vineyards kicked in a ton of money.
$5,000.
That's a ton of money.
That's a ton of money. Yep.
And everybody, Redline Oil, they cases of oil they're giving away.
Yeah.
Hoserville with free right rear tires. That's a big deal.
That's
Those are $220 a piece.
Some guys don't have new tire all year long. So you win a heat race, there you go.
And $500 a right rear tire.
5 sleeves of tear-offs.
And a case of Redline Racing Oil.
Yep.
That's just, people are talking about, they call us a You know, that's like $1,000 to win a heat race.
Yeah, that's it.
But what about the dash?
The dash, we got $1,000 from Maybu Vineyards, and that's the dash. I mean, you think about that, that's going to determine the first 4 rows of the main event. So those guys are going to be absolutely going all out. You might see slide jobs. You might see somebody take someone out just to win the dash. You know?
$1,000. I mean, some racetracks don't pay $1,000 to win.
Yeah, to win.
And
our main event, the LCQ is $1,000 to win plus lap money. So
lap money.
You know, we put it out there. If you lead every lap of the LCQ, you're going to take home $1,600. That's more than it pays to win a lot of main events in California.
There's even bonus money for the C main event.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
I mean, it's amazing what people are donating to it. I mean, not only Fast Time, now second Fast.
Yeah, got $100 from Mancat Motorsports.
Yeah.
The Hard Charger, where we haven't talked about, $1,000 from Maybu Vineyards again for that.
Oh, for Hard Charger. Plus the gift certificates we've got to give away. The KD Performance contingency plan.
Yeah, that's
over $1,000.
Over $1,000 a night. Yeah,
just on a regular night.
I think I'm counting my list there. We have 23 awards to give out on a nightly basis. I mean, 23 gift certificates. That's absolutely unheard of.
And KD Performance monitors all that. I mean, they not only monitor, they put it together. They make sure we have decals. You have decals.
Yeah, right.
And make sure we have the certificates. And K&N filters.
Yeah, Autometer. I mean,
Autometer. Yeah, it's great that we're getting that kind of support for KWS and the teams, and it helps these guys get down the road.
Yeah, we definitely have to give a big thanks to Bill Folan, Brian Madley, Brent Kading. I was talking to BF last week about the nightly awards that we have, and when it comes to sprint car racing across the country, I don't think there's another series that has the contingency program that we have. No. And that's really impressive. I mean, you know, not that the other series aren't doing a good job across the country, but to think that King of the West has the #1 contingency program across the country is pretty impressive.
Yeah, we have a pretty good payoff at the end of the year, too. I think we're like number 3 behind the World of Outlaws.
Yeah, we're talking about that with somebody on the phone today.
Yeah, $100,000 at the end of the year for these teams, and that's pretty good dough for a regional series.
Yeah, and hey, we want to definitely once again thank Dennis Gage at Silver Dollar Speedway for donating 150 hot dogs and Pepsis for the first 150 kids that come through the front gates, because that's the future of our sport. You know, we need to get more families back out to the races, and so if you have a little one, come on out. It'll be a great night of racing, and you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it.
Speaking of a great night of racing, former winners of the Bradway and the champions that we have, and the track champions, the main event winners, the World of Outlaw winners. I think we counted 13 champions in the field.
Yeah, pretty impressive. You know, guys that I'm looking forward to seeing. Sean Becker, we don't get to see him a lot anymore. Former Bradway winner, former King of the West champion, just one of the nicest guys in the sport, and last year had a great run, finishing second.
Hey, one of the drivers you have to put right at the top of the list of possible winners is that 57, the Paul Silva car with old-time driver getting back together again, Shane Stewart and Paul Silva. Before the Larson Silva.
Yeah, we see Larson in that car winning races now, but that combination, Shane Stewart, Paul Silva, was absolutely been magic the last 5-6 years. Yeah. And he's a former Bradway winner as well.
Yeah, you mentioned Sean Becker, Jason Statler, former winner. Absolutely. It's just, and Andy Forsberg, the track champion.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just amazing.
Driving for Alan Bradway and Steve Tuccelli.
Yeah, the competition, the level of competition this Saturday night, I'm going to say is probably better than you're going to see anywhere in the country.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I mean, we're expecting over 40 cars, and we're tickled to death with all the support we've got and some of the phone calls we're getting from different people. You know, we definitely want to give a big thanks to everyone that supported this race, because we couldn't do it without them.
Gary and his parents put together the autograph session, and another kudos to you and your family.
We're excited about this one.
This one, yes, and you should be. Gary made a phone call to Fresno and got Dominic Selzy. Well, that's pretty cool. The young kid's been doing good, had a good. Even Brad Doty mentioned him in a magazine article this week. But we got his dad, Gary, NHRA champion Gary Selzy and Dominic Selzy going to be signing up.
We'll sign up. I know Troy Hennig and Dennis Gage are excited. This is Dominic's first time up to Chico, and that's something that they helped put together as well. So excited to see Dominic, just a great young man. I mean, if you've never had the chance to talk to him, go see him, say hi at the autograph session.
I think you got another father-son team lined up too, right?
Yeah, Kyle Hirst, who we heard from earlier in the show, and then his father, Rick Hirst, former NARC champion and good friends with Dave Bradway, and another guy that he and his, and Kim, they just put so many years into this race, and really has helped make it what it is today.
And then we're going to have Willie Croft, who drives the Tri-C number 3C. That was the car that Dave Bradway made famous.
Right, that's it. Yep, the Tri-C machine, and I think that of course we're going to have 5-time himself, Jonathan Allard again. Don't want to forget about him.
Oh yeah, don't forget about 5-time.
Hey, I wanted to give you an opportunity now to kind of give your thoughts. I know you were able to call some people and kind of get some quotes and About their feelings at Dave Bradway Jr. I, personally didn't get a chance to see him race, but I've heard stories and stuff, and just it seemed like a great guy all around.
Well, I got to say I had the privilege of watching him race mainly at Baylands when I worked there, and he was a hammer-down driver, on the edge. Kind of reminded me of a Jack Hodenshield and when he was young, but the kid just a likable driver. It was just everybody loved him. I mean, he just made you like him. I don't know what else to say. But I did make some phone calls and get some quotes from some other people that knew him as well when he was racing. Grove Hill spent a lot of time video taping a lot of the races that Bradway did, including the Skagit in his final race. He was unique. He was able, in a unique way, he was able to make you feel like he was your best friend. A great kid. He also told a story to Grove that one time he and Rick Hirst were at a race. The race was over. They were all done. They were packing up and realized, I don't have any money for gas. So they, as the story goes that we heard from Rick Hirst.
You could ask him at the autograph session too.
Yeah, you talked to Rick Hirst about this story. They borrowed some gas from a nearby neighborhood so they could get home that night. They did a lot of pranks, and you're going to hear a lot about it over the night on Saturday, I'm sure. And Grove said when he was on the highway patrol, he would stop by Bill's Custom Machine where David worked.
Okay.
And he was tuning motors or building motors, and he says, he was just a great kid, had great stories, and he was a great mechanic. And that was Grove Hill. I talked to Dave Vaught. Of course, Dave Vaught was the manager at Baylands Raceway Park. We worked together many years there. And of course, David, in his special way, said he was a young, impetuous, second-generation driver here on the West Coast. He says the one story that he always remembered was David's first non-wing race at Baylands. He gets in the car and he's driving down into turn 1, comes off a 2, and he starts flipping. And he flipped, and he flipped. And then they comes to rest, he said, well, I think I have more respect for wing drivers and wings now. So he learned that wings were important. And of course, Baylands was the only championship that Dave ever won was at Baylands Raceway Park. So that was pretty special. And David's going to be, Dave Bodden will be at the race this weekend as well. And then, of course, the only driver that's still racing with us that raced with Dave was Brent Katie. And I will say, Brent gets a little choked up when we talked about Dave. They were pretty close. And he said, it's kind of hard to talk about him. And he said he was a hammer-down kind of driver, fearless, good-hearted, fun guy. And they were good friends. But he said, sometimes on the track, we had our moments. He said, like we're going to throw something at each other. And he was just a great kid. That's all I can say. And that's my fondest memories of David, is what a great kid he was and what a hammer-down, fearless driver he was. And miss him a lot and think about him a lot.
I think for me, this year, this race holds a little more meaning after some of the tragedies that we've seen recently. It really kind of brings me back to what you all went through back in the late 80s with losing Dave Bradway, and events like this are just so important. And they get me jacked up to keep the memory alive of these guys. And they're all our friends. We consider these guys our family. So definitely come out to the Dave Bradway Jr. Memorial this weekend. It's going to be awesome. You talk about Dave Vaught, George. Upcoming events that we have next weekend, an event that I'm really looking forward to, a track that I never got the chance to go to, but I know you worked there for many years, was Baylands Raceway Park. And next week is our return to Petaluma Speedway, first time for a 410 sprint car event there in 3 years. We're really, really excited to go there.
Well, first of all, I got to thank Rick Faeth. It's way overdue to have a tribute to Baylands, and when he mentioned it to us, when he called, we both jumped on it. I mean, that is absolutely the prime spot. Jim Soares, who does the racetrack at Petaluma, he did the racetrack at Baylands. We've got a lot of the legends coming back. It's going to be fun, and Dave Vodden's going to get on the mic and work. Maybe he and I will do a race. And
That'd be cool.
Keep you out of the booth.
I'll get on the receivers and then talk to the drivers.
That's a good idea. Because Brent told me he couldn't hear me very well.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he'll hear me.
He said, turn up your radio. So.
But yeah, we're excited about the tribute to Baylands for sure. And I mean, getting back to Petaluma is something the fans have wanted, the drivers have wanted. So come out. If we could pack that place, it'd be something that I know would be very special for both of us, because we've been wanting to go back to Petaluma for so long now.
Yeah, that's Saturday, May 11th. Saturday, May 11th. you really look forward to going back to Petaluma, and especially the specialty of being a mainland.
Yeah.
But then the next weekend after that, where are we going?
Big 2 nights of action at the RTF Speedway. First time this season at Dan Simpson's track in Reno, in Fernley, Nevada. We're excited for it.
Tahoe Fernley Speedway.
Reno Tahoe Fernley Speedway, RTF Speedway for short.
Yes.
And as we said earlier, get your reservations at the JA Nugget. The room code we have on the screen right now, KWS2 is the code to use. You can either visit their website or you can call them up and have them put the code in and do it that way. But yeah, we're excited about Fernley.
Hey, Gary, some final thoughts on the Bradway. I mean, if you can't tell by now, we're both excited about it. But yeah, some final thoughts.
Yeah, just really excited for the Bradway. I know there's a lot of people, that make it happen. Of course, we talked about the Dorica family, Hoserville, California, doing all the heat race stuff. They've been doing that for 11 years, and that's just a bunch of fans getting together that like to barbecue and hang out at the races and support the heat races at the Bradway because it's such a big event. And you can thank people like Dave Abreu and just everyone that has donated to make this race what it means. It's about the people, and it's about the friendships I think that we've made throughout the years to make this event our California event.
This is our premier California event for the KWS Series. I mean, it is a tradition.
Any last thoughts for you? I know we said we're really excited about the Bradway, and the special meaning behind this race is what keeps it going and makes it so special.
The buzz. I think I talked about it last week. The buzz for the Bradway this year is like I've never heard before. And I think a lot of it has to do with what your family and the Doricas have done and what Dennis and Troy have done. The teams have all come together to make this a big event.
Yeah.
I mean, the teams, the promotion teams, the race team. And now we just need the fans. We need the fans to come out and make this up. So we can make it bigger next year.
We did one time only this year at Chico.
Yeah.
The only way to get more races is to pack in fans.
Yeah, this is the only time the KWS Sprint Car Series is going to be at Chico, Silver Dollar Speedway. So my thoughts are, be there.
Well, I know we're excited. I'll be there. George will be there. Yep. We hope everyone else is too. Saturday night, May 4th, be there.
Yeah,
KWS
2.
Kind of a tongue twister.
Let's start that over again. We have a special code.
Put that in the bloopers.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
All right, we have a special code.